bringing a OG student to get your talk there. At least you know that should be one question. One thing I motivate them to channel their class is, you know, every time they participate, either offline or online, they have a talk.
Yeah. We try and encourage participation. I know it's hard. You're not used to it, and it's not, English isn't the first language, I guess, of everybody here. So
you can ask
not
Thai
easy.
and I can translate it for you.
Yeah. Siron, did you have a, I thought I saw you put up your video. No.
Sorry.
No.
I'm very new to this.
Don't feel, it's fine. I don't mind. I don't have to answer a question. It's easier for me. So see, here we have a lot of work to do to get people to do that kind of knowledge.
That's what I'm trying to say. You like to get people to share the knowledge or to make any comment in our culture, in my culture. We have some constraints and people just don't want to share knowledge, not be afraid that other people might be
Well, you've got the two problems. One is you don't want to give away an idea, and the second one is you're shy. Say things. But
I have some software people share. If you have the software because they don't want to talk face to face, but they use online and then other students like that and then you get on but you say, okay, this week please go with the who
that's so true.
But they can access the police in the room. But if they is allowed, they can access. But you can go or at the dormitory sometimes. You have to come.
Has anybody here heard the term back channel? Okay. That people have experimented with the idea of even just in this kind of setting. So you would have your device, whatever, if you have your phone or a laptop, or even if you're sitting in a terminal. And there would be a screen, let's say, maybe on the side of the room and maybe on the front of the room. And if you wanted to make a point, you could even do it anonymously. So you could ask a question by typing in it or however you do it, with, using your mobile device. And the questions would pop up here. And once in a while I'd turn around and say, oh, somebody's, So it allows you to be involved in asking a question without revealing necessarily, who you are. You could do it anonymously or not, but the back channel kind of allows for that kind of thing. So you don't necessarily have to interrupt, and you can put, when you get an idea, you can put it in a list, and then the speaker or the group who's discussing something can deal with those, and it's documented. So even if, like, this talk's going to end in a couple minutes, but there are some points that weren't answered, it's still available for the speaker to look back and say, oh, I could answer that, I could send an email or something like that, or to the group to answer a question. So the back channel is a way to do that in a synchronous environment. And then you've got the discussion board, you can take that to the asynchronous. The other thing about the back channel is that people, you see people, I saw people turning to each other and talking about something. It might not have even been about the talk. It might have triggered something that, oh, did you hear about this or that? Even the back channel allows for that kind of discussion, because it assumes that anything you say has value to the group, right? Because when I'm talking or when something's going on, a class is going on, the ideas that pop into your head they're not random, right? They're triggered by what's going on in the class. And so there is value to saying things, even though you might not realize at the time it's relevant. Keep a record of that. So there are lots of neat things going on through software development to try and increase the kinds of participation that people do in the learning process in social learning. And I think think that, you know, it's going to happen, you know, like anything. I mean, I was in KL last week, and I was so surprised. It was completely different than my expectations, because I kind of thought, you know, Malaysia's still a third world country, and it would be, you know, there'd be some KL would be nice and everything, or at least I've seen the towers and all that. But you could just see that KL looked much more like Singapore than I'd ever expect. You know, Singapore is kind of the model of Southeast Asia, you know, first world, Southeast Asia, you know, in that first world context. But it's only happened in the last 15 years in KL, so it was kind of, you know, a third world place not so long ago, and then just once things take off, they just go, right? And the same thing is going to happen everywhere as the resources become available. And it won't take long once it happens. And you'll come to a class when some of you have your doctorates and you're teaching a class here at Shula, and you'll be doing it in a very different way. Or maybe, you know, some of your students will do that. They'll be doing it in a very different way. It does not take long to change the way things are done. And, so I think it's all, just what we're doing in our lab is all for a very positive cause, I think. And even though we're just making tiny steps, one of the reasons I'm giving these talks is to try to encourage other people to do this kind of research or to talk to other people about what they're doing and get involved. So with that, I thank you again. I thank all of the administrators.
Thank you, Professor Olfman, for a very interesting and stimulating talk that maybe we can develop our own social software. Actually, I was a chemical engineer, so at first when I see the topics, I was asking Ajahn Pradhan, what does it mean? I don't really understand much, but today I actually gained some knowledge and just start to know how, I mean, this know-how a little bit, just maybe start interest to some people as well. So after this, we have a coffee and tea or some snacks for you who joined our talk today. So it's outside, so you can have time to talk with Professor Olfman afterwards. So please have some breaks outside. Thank you very much.
Thank you.